see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
The latest news comes from the MotoGP paddock, and this time, attention is focused on the physical condition of world champion Marc Marquez, who continues his recovery process after experiencing physical problems that have many fans interested in when he will truly return to peak condition. In recent days, the latest developments regarding Marc's recovery have begun to show positive signs, although his medical team and those closest to him are still taking very cautious steps before giving the green light for his next major comeback. Marc Marquez is known to be continuing to intensify his rehabilitation program to restore his body to its condition, so it can handle the extreme demands of modern MotoGP bikes. It's no secret that MotoGP now requires near-perfect physical condition, especially when facing hard braking, aggressive changes of direction, and the aerodynamic pressures of the latest generation of bikes, which are far more brutal than in previous seasons. Therefore, every stage of Marc's recovery is being closely monitored. What is starting to attract attention is the emergence of talk about the possibility of Marc Marquez making a comeback at the Mugello round. Yes, Mugello is now on the radar of internal discussions, and rumors about the superstar's possible return are increasingly being discussed by paddock media and MotoGP fans worldwide. However, the final decision still depends heavily on the latest medical evaluation, and how Marc's body responds to the intensive training he's currently undergoing. Sources from the paddock say that Marc doesn't want to rush into an emotional decision, just for the sake of a quicker return. The rider fully understands that returning to MotoGP fitness, without full fitness, could pose a significant risk, not only to his racing performance, but also to his own safety. Therefore, the approach he's taking this time is much more measured, calmer, and more focused on long-term readiness. Nevertheless, positive signs continue to emerge. Marc has reportedly begun increasing his training activities, including simulating movements that approximate race conditions. This is an important indicator because one of the biggest challenges in a MotoGP rider's recovery process isn't just about alleviating pain, but ensuring the body can withstand the full stress of a race weekend. The possibility of competing at Mugello is certainly a topic of great interest. The Mugello circuit is known as one of the fastest and most demanding tracks on the MotoGP calendar. The legendary Italian track features a combination of fast corners, extreme elevation changes, and long straights that truly test a rider's physical condition. If Marc does indeed choose to return there, it would be a strong signal that he feels ready to compete at the highest level again. Here's the full story. Big news has once again rocked the MotoGP world. Marc Marquez's name is back in the spotlight after the latest update regarding his ongoing recovery process and a possible comeback, which has been linked to the Mugello round. This situation immediately caught the attention of the paddock, international media, and even millions of MotoGP fans who have long awaited the 8-time world champion's return to top form. In recent weeks, Marc Marquez's condition has been a hot topic. Many have been asking the same question. How far along is Marc's recovery process, and whether his body is ready to face the increasingly brutal physical and technical rigors of modern MotoGP competition? These questions are beginning to gain new clarity after several recent reports pointed to developments that are considered quite positive. Marc is known to still be undergoing a crucial phase in his recovery program. His recovery is not just routine training or light recovery, like that of a typical athlete. As a MotoGP racer, Marc must ensure his body is able to withstand the extraordinary pressures of riding a prototype motorcycle with high power, high aerodynamic downforce, and the physically demanding physical demands that can be draining for dozens of laps of racing. Marc's recovery process this time is said to be taking a much more detailed approach than before. Every training session, including evaluations of muscle strength, body response, flexibility, and even race-related stress, is closely monitored. There's no room for even the slightest error, as every decision will significantly determine the future of his MotoGP career. What's making the situation even more intriguing is the emergence of rumors regarding Mugello as a possible comeback target. Mugello's name has begun to surface in various paddock reports as a potential venue for Marc Marquez's return to racing. Although there has been no official confirmation, discussions about a possible Mugello return are gathering pace. If Mugello is indeed the comeback target, it would be one of the most exciting comebacks of the season. Mugello is no ordinary circuit. The legendary Italian track is renowned as one of the fastest and most technical on the MotoGP calendar. With long straights that allow bikes to reach incredible speeds, rapid succession of fast corners and extreme elevation changes, Mugello is a track that truly demands a rider's physical fitness. That's why the possibility of Marc's comeback at Mugello has immediately sparked much analysis from observers. Some considered this move bold, as Mugello is not an easy track for a rider just returning from recovery. However, others believe that if Marc is considering Mugello as a comeback venue, it means he is starting to feel confident in his physical development. Sources within the paddock stated that Marc and his team don't want to repeat past mistakes by forcing a comeback too quickly. This time, the approach is much more conservative. There are no emotional decisions. There's no pressure to simply return to form to meet public expectations. The main focus is ensuring the comeback occurs at the right time and with the body fully ready to compete. Marc himself is known as a rider with an incredibly competitive mentality. Over the years, he has repeatedly proven his ability to bounce back from difficult situations. However, his long experience dealing with injuries has made him understand the importance of patience in the recovery process. For him, returning too quickly without full preparation only opens up new risks that could prolong the problem. In the latest update, it was mentioned that Marc has begun increasing his training levels to more closely resemble race simulations. This is an important development because one of the main indicators of a MotoGP rider's readiness is not just the absence of pain, but the body's ability to withstand the extreme stress that occurs throughout a race weekend. Marc's training program reportedly involves high-intensity activities to test his endurance, muscle stability, quick reaction times, and ability to withstand the high gravitational forces that typically occur during hard braking and changes in direction in fast corners. All of these elements are crucial because modern MotoGP demands almost uncompromising physical performance from riders. The possibility of a comeback at Mugello also raises another major question. If Marc does return, will he be immediately competitive? This has been a topic of ongoing debate in the paddock. Some believe Marc's natural talent and experience will allow him to be fast on his return. However, others caution that adapting to a racing rhythm cannot be underestimated. When a rider is out for a period of time, there are many aspects that must be rebuilt. Feeling on the bike, braking sensitivity, race pace, tire management, and even confidence in wheel-to-wheel duels all take time. Even a rider as experienced as Marc Marquez still has to go through this process. But history has shown time and again that Marc is no ordinary rider. He has repeatedly made spectacular comebacks when many had begun to doubt him. His fighting spirit, natural aggression, and ability to read the limits of a motorcycle make him hard to ignore. For the team and his fans, this positive news regarding his recovery is certainly a huge boost of optimism. After facing various physical challenges in the past few seasons, seeing Marc slowly return to his ideal condition is certainly highly anticipated. However, the final decision regarding Mugello still depends on the final evaluation. The medical team, training results, body response, and overall readiness will be the main factors before the green light is given. No one wants to take excessive risks. Meanwhile, the paddock atmosphere is starting to be filled with speculation. Many fans are already imagining what it would be like if Marc Marquez actually returned.
are rolling up Uber black Cadillac, high heel